Bobby has been pushing hard, and Michael Andretti, in order to defend his lead against the pursuing Emerson Fittipaldi, is going to have to pass him in these very, very difficult conditions.
Michael Andretti now maneuvering for the last lap.
And Emma's right behind. He's really closing up.
He's
back.
really closing up. This is very dramatic. Bobby probably...
Dale Bobby quickly becoming a faster on the last lap of this race. Michael needs to get past him. He gets past him, but it held him up so long that Emerson Fittipaldi is right there. Will he get past Bobby? Bobby continues to run his line. Emma looks for room.
Bobby all of a sudden becomes the big thing in this race when he gets in between those two.
Have the drivers even seen in this bad condition the white flag? There you see Bobby dropping back. Emerson, a clear shot now at Michael Andretti.
It will be a desperate effort for Fittipaldi. Mario Andretti runs in third place right now. So both the Andrettis could end up on the podium. But Dale Bobby's doing everything he can to catch the leader of the race.
Fittipaldi second last year, first the year before. Michael Andretti out of luck here twice in a row in previous races.
Emma's trying as hard as he could ever try. He can't see too good.
Into the final corners now. Michael Andretti, the Renard, the Ganassi racing team. So much history being made here in this run, the first race of the PPG IndyCar World Series. The final corner. Now the checkered flag goes to Michael Andretti, who takes the victory here in Surfer's Paradise, followed by Emerson Fittipaldi.
There's the white flag, 1 lap to go. So Michael Andretti's in his last lap, needing to hold on for his second IndyCar victory of the year, and his 4th in his last 5 starts on this particular race course.
And all the directors of the Reynard Racing Car Company from Bicester in England are here to watch Michael Andretti. Adrian Reynard is here, Rick Gorn is here, Malcolm Osler, the designer of the car, is here, and Paul Owens, who helps engineer Jimmy Vasser. He's also here. There's Mario, securely in 4th place.
7 of the 8 IndyCar races on the circuit coming in here had been won by Roger Penske-owned cars. The only variance, that season-opening win for Michael Andretti in Australia. So now Michael will become only the 2nd car to win a race this year, other than a Penske car. Actually, it's the same car. He'll have won 2.
And Zampedri causes a local yellow, but it doesn't make any difference for Michael because he's on his way.
Checkered flag coming for Michael Andretti. And he's got it.
And there's the white flag, 1 to go. It looks like this one is going to belong to Vasser, but who's 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th is going to be is just about anybody's guess. As Jimmy Vasser on the backstretch, working on his first win. We're watching the battle for 2nd. They're all together now.
Scott Pruitt's going down on the inside, but I don't think Gilles going to let him have any more than a look.
That is not Gordon just ahead of DeFerrin. That is Scott Goodyear, identical cars. Here's the checkered flag as Jimmy Vasser takes the win. DeFerrin, who goes in 2nd, and I think it's a dead heat.
I think Robbie might have got him.
1 more lap to go for Jimmy Vasser. Pruitt still holding off Greg Moore. Jimmy Vasser, just a pure race driver. It's all he's ever wanted to do. It's all he pays any attention to.
Jimmy told me the other day at the beach, he said, I've been racing since I was 5 years old. He said, I started then with my dad running little quarter midgets. And he said, we used to race all through the summer. His dad's got to be pretty proud right now.
Absolutely. Mom's here watching him, may see him take his first IndyCar win that she's able to see. He, of course, won at Miami. She was not there. And they continue to maintain position at the front of the field of Vasser, Pruitt, Greg Moore. Christian Fittipaldi has just made a move on Stefan Johansson, and Christian has moved into 5th place. Johansson down to 6th. And DeFerrin has dropped back as well. He's now down in 7th place. We've got the radio open on Jimmy Vasser's two-way communications. That channel is open.
They probably don't want to talk to him too much right now. They want to break that concentration. When he comes across the start-finish line, I think they'll start talking a little bit more.
Talking about history as we watch this final lap unfold. Jack Brabham drove the Cooper Climax around here that he started the rear engine revolution with at Indy. And here's the final corner as Jimmy Vasser lines up victory number 2 in the IndyCars and takes the twin checkered flags here at Surfers Paradise, Australia. Jimmy Vasser will see the white flag as he comes flying down Shoreline Drive. 3 races in a 4-race season. Is this guy and this team powerful? Jimmy Vasser through turn 1, 2, 3. Parker Johnstone sits back 3.5 seconds. So
yeah, but Jimmy's going to drive very conservatively as he has all day. He's not really been in the picture. I mean, he's always stayed right there, second or third. He's going to get those points, but look at that. Look, and there's Parker. He's trying to make up
charging in there.
And of course, locks it up. And of course, don't forget, he's got Al Unser Jr. right there behind him, so he can't afford to make a mistake. And he can't be too conservative.
Final turn for Jimmy Vasser, car 12, Chip Ganassi's target car, and he takes the checkered flag, the win.
White flag for Jimmy Vasser. He goes by Andre Barbero, who was so much of a part of this race in the closing laps. Now on the backstretch. And now he'll be listening to that Honda motor, watching his Firestone tires. Once again, that little twitch on the backstretch that we've been watching all day. Onto the high banks, past the pit end, the crowd comes to its feet as checkers and American flags wave for the winner of the inaugural US 500, Jimmy Vasser.
You mentioned Joe Montana. It's funny, back in that brief rain shower we had when so many teams were trying to decide, should you go to the rain tires, stay on the slicks? Joe Montana was the only unflustered, unruffled guy down here. He was walking around, wasn't looking for cover, didn't need an umbrella. You could almost see him saying, hey, what's a little sprinkle to a guy who used to play for the big bucks in the rain? He's got another winner here going today, no question.
So as Alex Zanardi starts his final lap, we'll continue to track those battles behind the lead of the race. And Zanardi, looking for his very first win in the IndyCars, comes out of Formula One. Has a faltering start in the first race of the season, sits on the pole at Rio, and finally looks for a win. There's second place. And third place, Christian Fittipaldi, with Al Unser Jr. well back now. None of the top 4 in contest. Parker Johnstone sits in 5th position, followed by Ray Hall, then Ribeiro, then Mark Blundell, then Stefan Johansson and Robbie Gordon. But here's the man of the hour as he makes the final turn around the carousel here and on to the main stretch. And Alex Zanardi, as he looks ahead, takes it way over to the right and then comes over to take the checkered flag, as Alex Zanardi has taken the win here. Zanardi, then Vasser, then Michael, then Herta, Bobby Rahal, Fernandez, Christian, Ribeiro, Greg Moore, Blundell. That's the way they come across the line. No changes yet. Who's going to make the move to try and grab that extra point? Doesn't seem like but Moore is in fact the one. Moore gets into the barrier. That's going to be very costly in terms of the rookie fight. So Alex Zanardi has taken the win here. And there is Jimmy Vasser right there with him as well, as they're on the cool down lap. 6th win of the year for the Target Chip Ganassi racing team. The white flag flies. There is one more lap to go in the IndyCar season. Can Brian Herta hang on for that lap?
Well, remember one thing too, Zanardi's got to get right behind him, and then he's got to find a way past him. He's got to be able to pass him. Brian can't afford to make any mistakes here.
Zanardi is there. He can strike. Jimmy Vasser is in a position that is almost unassailable in the championship right now. He will come home first championship for Jimmy Vasser. Brian Herta, United States. Jimmy Vasser, United States. 2 new names, both from the U.S. in this series that has become so international. So the battle for the PPG Cup. Look, here he comes, here he comes, here he comes, and he gets him! Can he get him back? Can he hang on?
Oh, look at this!
Down through the first on the final lap. Alex Zanardi, remember, twice we've had the change on the final lap of the race this year. Alex Zanardi at the top of the hill, an area you would not normally try and pass. Ducks inside of Brian Herta, goes all the way off the course on the right-hand side, and Alex Zanardi, with a brilliant move, takes the checkered flag from the pole and the win here at Laguna Seca. Unbelievable.
Zanardi has already gone on to the final lap of the race. Guterman, Pruitt has gone through. We've got a yellow flag down at the end. Jourdain's in trouble down there. There's oil flag being shown, or slippery surface flag. There could have been an engine failure for somebody, and that makes life even more exciting as Unser gets the car a little bit twitchy under braking. Parker Johnson still keeps hounding him for this 4th place. He's only got about 1 mile to do it in, though, and our leader is Alex Zanardi. Zanardi is going to come through to win his first race of the 1997 championship. He's going to win himself 21 points into the bargain for winning the most laps, leading the most laps as well. Alex Zanardi comes through to win the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach, his first win of the year.
White flag waves, 1 lap to go. And now Alex Zanardi has clear track in front of him. Whoop, take that back. You still got Fernandez out there. Jourdain pulled down and slowed to let the race leaders by.
That's a pretty big gap unless something goes wrong or he starts to run low on fuel. I don't think Gilles de Ferran can make up that gap.
A little over a mile to go for Alex Zanardi, looking for his 5th career win, his 2nd of the year, following his win at Long Beach, California. And another step up the championship ladder as the stretch run begins here at the Grand Prix of Cleveland, with races to follow at Toronto and Michigan, then a week's break before the final run to the season finale in September. Off the final corner he comes. The white flag is put away, and the checkers wave for Alex Zanardi.
White flag for Alex Zanardi, the last lap for the Italian, the likeable Italian. He's such a nice bloke to deal with, always ready to talk, and he just loves his motor racing. He lives for his motor racing. Got a few friends over here from Italy this weekend, and they will be just lapping this up. It's been a fantastic race, driven by the 30-year-old. Not a wheel wrong throughout. We've seen mistakes from some of the experienced contenders, those reliability problems as well. But Alex Zanardi coming through to take his first oval victory, and a well-deserved win it is. The checker flag. Alex Zanardi wins here at the Michigan Speedway, and at last the team who've been just on tenter.
There goes Alex Zanardi to take the white flag. Greg Moore, you can see him. There's the gap between them with 3.0 seconds. That's going to be a bit too much for Greg Moore to make up, I think, but he's certainly going to try.
Yeah, Alex taking a little look in his mirrors. I think he's okay. I think he's just taking it easy in the closing stages of this race. Greg Moore putting in a concerted charge to finish this one off and closing the gap. Bobby Rahal, meanwhile, in 3rd place. Bozell 4th. Vasser still in 5th. And he's been heading Gilles de Ferran for a good part of this race, with behind them Maurizio Gugelmin. But Zanardi is heading toward the 4th victory of the year, and more importantly, to a very healthy championship lead. And this will be the biggest championship lead, really, we've seen all year for anybody. If he comes through to finish this lap, it will give him a 26-point advantage over Paul Tracy. Just has to avoid Matsushida's going very, very slowly. And that might have been a little bit of a scare for the Italian, but he survives that one. And Zanardi now coming down to the final couple of corners here through the carousel, drops downhill. Alex Zanardi coming through to win the 4th race of the season and the 4th victory for the Target Ganassi team.
There is Jim Swintow with the white flag. 1 lap to go, just 4 miles for Alex Zanardi.
Here he goes then, Alex Zanardi, the championship leader already, and he's going to further extend his championship lead after a superb drive here this afternoon. Pac West, hopefully, touch wood, will still pick up points for 2nd place, courtesy of Maurizio Gugelmin. And what it will do is give Gilles de Ferran a few more points for moving him up into 3rd place in the table. And that will, of course, mean that Gilles de Ferran moves up to 2nd place in the championship, moving ahead of Paul Tracy. So that's good news for Gilles de Ferran, Mark Blundell's demise, but still a sad way for it to happen. Fittipaldi's now moved up to 4th, Scott Pruitt up to 5th, and Bobby Rahal is now in 6th place. But let's just enjoy this final lap with the Italian, who really is the master of the art in the kart series at the moment, isn't he? He's just driven so superbly over the last few weekends. Victory in the US 500 at Michigan, victory on a completely different kind of track in mid-Ohio, and then victory here at Road America by the looks of things. A similar, more similar circuit to what he's used to from Europe, but he's won on every kind of track in the kart series this year, on street track, on oval, and on normal road course. And Alex Zanardi is proving to be a real star over here in America. Here he comes down towards the final few corners in front of the crowd down at Canada Corner. They'll be giving him a great cheer as he goes past. You know, he was on American TV just a few days ago. He was on the TV Food Network cooking his favorite pasta dish. That's how much of an American he's becoming. He's even appearing in primetime TV shows. And here he comes to complete the final lap and win his 4th race of the season, his 5th race rather of the season. Win number 5 for Alex Zanardi. He comes up the cross-checkered flag. Zanardi takes victory. Another dominant performance. And the Ganassi team are heading for their 2nd championship. The white flag flies. This is it, the last 2 miles, and Jimmy Vasser will be protecting that advantage. Raul Boesel just ahead, Mark Blundell not quite close enough to have a go there into turn 2. But it's not just Boesel, there's another car there as well that could come into effect. In fact, it's one of the slow cars. It's Charlie Nearburg, and this could really set things up. There he goes. Boesel goes past. Oh, and Guterman's off. I don't believe it. Maurizio Guterman, who was running in 3rd place, is off the road. Alex Zanardi was behind him. That puts Zanardi into 3rd position now. And what has happened to Maurizio Guterman? Up front, it's still Vasser. Mark Blundell is still chasing him in the dying moments of this race. But Maurizio Guterman is off at the side of the track. This is the battle for the lead. Look how close Mark Blundell. He takes a different line into the corkscrew that Zanardi took last year. You don't win if you shortcut the track this year. They've made a new rule. But can he get anywhere on the final 2 corners? Down through turn 10. There's one more opportunity for Blundell. He's going to have to be brave into turn 11. He's not close enough. Vasser gets into the corner first. I think Jimmy Vasser's going to hold on here. Jimmy Vasser comes through to take his 1st win of the 1997 season. Blundell finishes in 2nd place, but we wait for Alex Zanardi. Zanardi is going to finish in 3rd position. Zanardi is the new champion.
A quick look in the mirrors for Zanardi, but he has a huge interval as the white flag waves. The victory would be worth $5,000 in donations to the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. Last year they earned about $100,000. Did Chip Ganassi Racing in Target. There is Franchitti, who has taken over 2nd place. Best finish ever for the Scottish driver. What a remarkable run for Alex Zanardi. I mentioned earlier in the race that the season has gotten off to a quiet start. He crashed at Motegi, Japan last Saturday. But now he has worked his way patiently through this field, through all the chaos, all the drama. Once more through the hairpin with this crowd screaming as one. He has done it again. The checkered flag waves, and Alex Zanardi back-to-back wins in Long Beach. 2 laps to go now for Vasser. This man looking for his 6th career win. And right now he is unchallenged. 5 laps, a great distance for Vasser because he's not going to catch the tail of the field before he gets around to the finish. It is clean and green for Vasser. There's Al Unser Jr. up ahead.
But Al will be very professional here and stay out of his way. He's been in that position before.
The checkered flag is in the flagman's hands, and a fist is in the air from Jimmy Vasser as he takes the checkers in 1st. Alex Zanardi in 2nd.
Still a bit of traffic ahead. Mark Blundell is the next one to be lapped. I wonder if that's going to play a part in this. Mark's still running, and he's in a point-scoring position after a tough afternoon's work. He's in 10th place, and that'll score him a few points. Also up into the points has come PJ Jones in 12th position. So another point to Toyota possibly here today. That'll make them happy. But up front, Alex Zanardi is going to become, is he the 1st, 2nd, or 2-time winner of the year? The white flag comes out, just one more lap to go for Alex Zanardi. Down into turn 1, a little bit more sunshine even greets us as we get towards the end of this race. There's the pit crew that won him the advantage on that last stop. A brilliant performance to get him out ahead of Michael Andretti. And since then, Alex
Alex Zanardi has done the business on track. He settles in behind Mark Blundell. He doesn't take a risk on the final corner. Michael Andretti will close up a bit on the run to the flag, but it won't hurt. Alex Zanardi comes through to take his second win of the season.
And there is Jimmy Vasser coming past us. He is clearly on cruise control. He was coming through here and not using up all the road. Look, you can feel him feathering his foot on that throttle, but just 2 laps to go for Jimmy Vasser.
So he's got to stay out there. Surely now he cannot afford to come into the pits and make a stop. Is Jimmy going to make it on the fuel? It's going to be so tight. He comes past our commentary position through turns 3 and 4. He comes down to take the white flag this time around. White flag, 1 mile. Can he get 1 more mile out of this car, out of the fuel tank? He can't afford for it to hiccup because Helio Castro Neves is only 5 seconds behind. He's right behind Bobby Rahal, using the slipstream perhaps. That'll just help the fuel consumption a little bit. He doesn't need to try and pass Rahal. He's going to make it. Jimmy Vasser is going to win his second victory of the year. Jimmy Vasser, the master of the 1 mile ovals in 1998. He wins the race.
White flag for Alex Zanardi and target Chip Ganassi Racing. Last time to you, Tommy Kendall.
Checking his mirrors, nothing to worry about. Well safe, not using all the road, easy on the throttle, not sliding the car, just got to bring it home.
The fastest lap on that last turn around the raceway at Belle Isle was turned by Greg Moore at a 1:16.8 to Alex Zanardi's 1:18.0. But this one is all but in the can. As I say that, my mind goes back to last year's last lap. Perhaps I should not say that.
At that position last year, there were 2 cars in front of Greg Moore, and he still won the race.
Through the stadium section. Turn 12. 2 more turns for Alex Zanardi for a possible 3rd victory of the year and an even firmer grip on the PPG Cup Championship lead with a $1 million bonus waiting at year end for the driver's champion. Across the line he comes, checkers wave. The crew is on the wall in celebration.
Last lap.
White flag for Alex Zanardi, but all eyes are on the battle for second. Reynard Fords on Firestone tires for both men, Scott Pruitt and Brian Herta. Alex Zanardi, who 2 weeks ago in Detroit reintroduced his trademark Victory Donuts. And I would almost bet we will see them again if he can hold on for the checkered flag here at Portland.
With the width of the straightaway here, we're definitely going to see donuts.
Now keep in mind, Alex Zanardi is going to be a father later this year. His wife Daniela expecting, I believe it's in September. Alex wanted to clinch the championship by August so that he could go be with Daniela. I'm sure Chip Ganassi isn't buying it, but it looks like Alex Zanardi means to make good on that promise. Off the turn he comes, now the straightaway, and the fans rise from the grandstands to welcome home Alex Zanardi, picking up his 2nd victory here at Portland. White flag coming up for Alex Zanardi, seeking his 5th victory of the year and an even firmer grip on the PPG Cup and that $1 million bonus. 1 lap to go, struggling with the wheel, foot firmly planted on the floorboards. Alex Zanardi trying to work that target Team Ganassi magic once again. For each lap in the lead, for each pole, for each race victory, there are donations made to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. And they have racked up a pile of donations today. Alex Zanardi and his teammate, the pole man for the Grand Prix of Cleveland, Jimmy Vasser. The Marlboro Pole Award bonus will go on to the next race and will go up to $270,000 on the streets of Toronto, Canada in a week's time. Just a couple of corners to go for the Italian stallion, Alex Zanardi. Off the corner he comes to take the checkered flags. World Cup Soccer is coming up next on ABC Sports. Final lap for Alex Zanardi. 4 wins in a row will tie the series record set by Al Unser Jr. back in 1990. And it will will firm up his grip on the PPG Cup and its $1 million bonus. Good points for Michael Andretti as you watch Jimmy Vasser now with Bobby Rahal just behind him, the battle for third.
Jimmy doing a very, very good job today, soldiering on with that gearbox and holding off Bobby Rahal, very experienced and the first winner here in Toronto.
Just a couple of corners now for Alex Zanardi, who is tied with Paul Tracy for career victories among active drivers. He will break that tie after this turn with his 6th victory of the season, the 14th of his career, the 6th in a row, and 8 out of the last 9 for Target Chip Ganassi. We have a couple of incidents that will almost surely bring out the full course caution. There is Michael Andretti and Richie Hearn, who have nosed into the concrete wall. Elsewhere on the racetrack, Alex Barron and Dan Gurney's All-American Racers Castrol degree car. Oh, he's also involved in that incident. 15th career win for Alex Zanardi, and the string remains alive. The 8th different winner in as many runnings of the Kart Grand Prix of Australia. And yet another victory for the wild Italian. Press reports indicate he asked his future Formula One team owner Frank Williams if he can cut donuts when he wins in F1. Frank said, "No, you can't drive my cars that way." Safety car pulls off. Checkered flags wave.
Now the green is out. Let's see if any of them time it. Vasser's making a bid. Vasser takes the lead. Green on one side. Zanardi almost touches wheels with Moore. The 2 Target teammates are first and second.
And you saw Zanardi had to lift off a little bit when he went into one. Held up more a little bit. Gave that Jimmy that little break. That might be enough.
Here comes Moore. Here comes Moore. Zanardi low, Moore up high.
And this is helping Jimmy Vasser get away.
No,
he's got to battle.
No, Vasser's out in front by about 5 car lengths. They come off the turn now. Can he hold on? Can he hold on for $1 million? Yes, Jimmy Vasser with his 5th in the air wins $1 million at the 500.
$1,000,005 at the flag. That was for second in the championship. $1,000,005 for Jimmy Vasser.
Hey, one to go, white flag, white flag.
Chip Ganassi calls it for you. You saw Jourdain's car there at the edge. It will not be a factor in the final lap. Order remains the same. Montoya, Franchitti, Herta, Fernandez, Fittipaldi, Gildeferin.
If you're in this position, Paul, you're just going, come on, baby, keep running. You really want to be very clean here. You break just a tad early, give yourself just an inch off the wall, but not too much. You can't get off the racing line.
He has the time, 2.2, as they went under the white flag separation, Montoya to Franchitti.
Back in his pits, everybody there that's worked so hard for so long, getting these cars ready for this race after Motegi, their hearts in their throats, fingers crossed.
Oh, this kid is good. So very, very good. Juan Montoya, his 3rd race in the series, looks for his 1st career win.
The man. You are the man.
There you heard Chip Ganassi say it.
You are the man. Great job. Great job.
Oh, without question, the 39th winner in kart history, and the name is Juan Montoya as he thanks the crew. No tension in that pit, though. They're looking to go back-to-back. Jones, Tracy, DeMata, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. It's going to be tight. They're all right there. He saw it first 2 weeks ago. He sees it first again. White flag. Less than a mile to go for Montoya. As Montoya works down the backside, Jones, Tracy, DeMata are nose to tail.
These guys aren't giving up, Paul.
Montoya slows, comes off the corner, takes the checkered flag.
2 to go. Montoya's probably got a huge smile on his face at this point, listening for all sorts of noises coming from the car and hoping he can make it 3 in a row. And I think as a rookie, he'll be the first person to have done that.
Alex Zanardi never won this race. He came close last year when that battle with Greg Moore was decided in just the closing laps when they came up to lap Aunt Maya. Jimmy Vasser has never won at this track either. But Ganassi looks set for victory here today in Brazil. Just one more lap for the Colombian, and he is going to score a hat-trick of victories in the early season. What a way to start his Champ Car career. He comes up through turn number 2, along the backstretch, building up the speed once again to just over 215 miles per hour. The car has behaved impeccably this afternoon, and he has driven superbly. He comes out of the final corner, and Juan Montoya is going to do it. The championship leader coming into this race is going to extend his championship lead, and Juan Montoya makes it a hat-trick of wins. The Ganassi team celebrate down in pit lane, and this boy is a real revelation in the 1999 season.
Montoya through the first turn for the final time, looking very strong.
What a brilliant drive once again for Juan Montoya. He's conquered street courses, road courses, airport circuits, ovals, all in his first year in Champ Car competition. What an amazing young man he is. Tremendous car control, some of the fastest hands and reflexes I've ever seen, which has been echoed up and down the pit lane. Very disciplined, very focused.
Montoya works the final set of turns on this race course. Just one chicane separates him from victory. DeFerrin will come across the line nearly 9 seconds later as Montoya slowed slightly down. Winston Cup is next. Bob Jenkins, Benny Parsons, and the gang standing by.
Great job today, pal. Great job. You're the man. That was a hell of a job today.
And Chip Ganassi congratulates his driver.
White flag, 1 to go.
Had their chefs and crew dressed up in Gilligan's Island outfits, since their whole theme was South Pacific seafoods, and it was pretty riotous to see.
The fans here had a good time with it. Final lap for Juan Montoya. Tracy came across the line 11 seconds behind. Franchitti, as he came across the line, was really not in a challenging position on Tracy. Jimmy Vasser 14 seconds back.
And Paul Chip Ganassi doing some cheerleading for Jimmy Vasser. He'd like him on this last lap to be able to somehow get by Franchitti and deprive him of one more of those precious championship points.
Well, that in fact is a possibility at this point. Montoya is going to encounter some slower traffic down as he gets to the lower elevations of the course. This turns him back up the hill and back up toward the pit area.
He'll just lay back here, Paul. He's got such a big lead. He's not going to take any chances or push.
Juan Montoya on his way to his very first win on a natural road course and his first win since Cleveland.
Beautiful,
as the checkered flag
beautiful. You're the man.
There they are, still separated by Moreno. Listening to Montoya's radio, Chip Ganassi, his car owner on board, owner of the track here. Boy, this is going to be a great victory if he can pull it off for his sponsor's Target at this track in its inaugural race.
Okay, white flag, 1 to go, 1 to go.
Franchitti is not going to be in a position to attack. Moreno will separate them down the backstretch. It's still going to be Vasser, Pappas, Castroneves nose to tail as they fight this last lap. Montoya is looking to break that rookie record and a 6th win in this first season as Juan Montoya has done it.
You are the man, baby.
Even on this final lap, look at Montoya slide the car with a 7.5 second lead. He just never slows down, Paul.
Montoya working the final corners now. 7.5 seconds, as Chip Ganassi told him. Coverage coming from CBC.
Go easy, go easy. Don't worry, don't worry. You're the man. Who's the man? You!
Montoya with a little dance.
You drove like a champion today.
Oh, the congratulations.